Hello, everyone. Really happy to have somebody that I really admire on my podcast today. Welcome, Abdullah. Great to have you here. And let's start with your background.
Assalamu alaikum, Yabi. Um, my name is Abdullah Qadir. I'm actually from Abbottabad, 2 hours away from Islamabad, 1.5 to be very exact. And yeah, in a small city, working in a big company, big deal, I guess.
So I don't know if you've studied in Burnhall or not, but we uh, people outside Abbottabad think that there is only one school in Abbottabad, which is Burnhall. Is it true?
Well, not exactly. There are around 5 to 6 other prominent colleges as well. Burnhall is, of course, the prominent one because of its alumni. Most of its graduates have actually been not only represented Pakistan in executive positions in Pakistan, but also abroad as well. So it has a history, but there are other colleges as well.
Okay. Uh, you've been all your life in Abbottabad, never moved out of Abbottabad.
Well, just for my bachelor's, I moved to Islamabad, NUST specifically. So I stayed in NUST for my bachelor's years, for 4 years. Then, of course, I came back. I actually graduated in that unlucky year of 2020 when COVID struck by.
Oh,
So I had to, I had to come back and look for remote opportunities. So yeah.
okay, that's nice. So this is perfect. You're a perfect example of working remotely from not one of the Islamabad or Karachi, and doing a great job, mashallah. And I think it's been 6 months that you're with a client now and doing great things. So I mean, I've had a great time in Abbottabad. I've spent a lot of time in Abbottabad. My not really lived there, but I've been there a lot of times because of my work. I have another hotel thing going on in Nathia, so they have everything. The development corporation, it's in Abbottabad, so going back and forth. I love the place. It has a great vibe, and always a little cooler than Islamabad. So yeah, so it's a nice place. So tell us, growing up, what have you been doing, and how did you end up at RepStack? Yeah, go on.
I couldn't hear you, Yawar.
I think
I couldn't hear you.
internet fluctuated. So tell us a little bit how did you what was life like in Abbottabad growing up, and then how did you end up at RepStack?
Well, Abdullah, in the earlier, you can say in 2000 was like quite a small city. It was only prominent because of its schools and PMA Kakul.
Yeah.
But the infrastructure wise, it was like a small city. Everybody knew each other. Even in school, I actually studied from Beacon House, which was like at the time when I joined Beacon House, it was new there. They had the new campus, and we were around 200 to 300 students, and we knew each other quite closely. It was like everybody knew each other, and I would say I had the privilege to enjoy all 4 seasons. The winters with the snow, quite remarkable. Then the summers, we only would have summers for almost 2 to 3 months. Julys were worst, and autumn was mesmerizing to say the least, especially the leaves. Like it was great. So it was like a great summer escape. We often had I had my relatives living in Punjab, so they would often come in around July and August to enjoy the Abbottabad summers. Typically, it would be around 21, 22 degrees Celsius. So now it's hot because of that urban sprawl, but it used to be a great city. It was quite mesmerizing.
It is. I mean, now with the development of other roads, I'm sure it's less crowded. But before, I remember past 5 6 years were crazy when everybody had to from till the Chinese border, everyone had to pass through this road, and
Exactly.
it went crazy. Yeah, and so tell us about how does your day look like when you wake up, because working at nights is definitely not easy. But how are you coping with that, and how do you structure your day?
So I wake up at around 12:30 at 1 p.m. That's like my typical wake up
Yeah.
hour. I would go on for a brunch, a light brunch. Would I would keep my the breakfast limited. The reason is that after like 1:30 p.m. I would head to my sports activities, which is squash. I play squash. I've been playing squash for the past 13 to 14 years.
Oh,
Quite a
nice.
difficult game, to be honest.
Yeah. उससे तो यार to be honest I'll tell you मैंने तो कभी बॉल ही गर्म नहीं कर पाया आज तक स्क्वाश कोशिश बहुत की है but never. Yeah.
Uh, it's sort of interesting to say it's like a family sport. My Taya actually started playing it in way back in the 70s. Then my
Okay.
father, then my elder brother, and then when I was almost 11, my dad gave me a racket, no shoes, only a racket, and told me that you're going to start playing it.
Okay.
It was quite difficult at first because the racket wood was bigger than my height.
Of
So
course.
holding the racket with the ball and everything it was quite a difficult task. But one thing which went in my favor that I had a colleague sort of slash competitor who was at almost my same age. We learned the game together. We progressed together. So I played not only played regionally but also played at the provincial level and in the national level as well, under 11, under 13, under 15, under 19, and all the way till when I went to NUST. I played in the HEC national tournaments representing NUST, captaining the team.
Right.
So it's quite a remarkable game. 30 minutes of squash is, I believe, you can say it's 3 hours worth of gym. It's one of, if you do a research, squash along with swimming are the top games which burn the most number of calories in a limited amount of time.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I've
such an
heard that.
excruciating game.
Yeah, it's the roughest one among all the racket games. So it's like it's
Exactly.
crazy one. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
who's waiting for you at 1:30 at daytime playing to play squash with you? Who's
All my
there?
colleagues were actually working at the night time.
Oh, so you have this gang of yours,
Exactly,
night
exactly.
riders,
So
the night riders. Yeah.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. So it fits perfectly, right?
Okay. Okay. And what time do you start work?
So I actually, after like my routine of squash, it's like 2 3 hours. If I have time, I also go for a swimming, for my swimming class, which is around 30 to 40 minutes, but depends upon my time. My work shift starts at around 7 p.m., which is like 8 a.m. Colorado time, where my client is based at, Colorado Springs, 8 a.m. And I would work till 3 a.m. One thing worth noticing, I start 30 minutes before my shift because I don't have breaks in between.
Oh,
It's like an 8 hour full stretch. So I come at around 6:30 to, check my calendars, my emails, to, get that extra 30 minutes so that I could go for dinner. So I
right.
utilize that time. So I switch off my laptop at around, the closing is around 3:15, 3:20, and I would sleep at after 4, and then the routine would repeat again. So
Awesome, Abdullah, awesome. I mean, it would be great if you could, maybe the others could follow the routine you are. Because it's not easy, to be honest. It's not easy to be
exactly,
that focused and especially at nighttime and being so structurally, structure your life at that time. Because, uh, it's it takes a lot of hard work to just structure your day. Just all right.
exactly.
This is what I'm gonna do. So awesome, great job there. And so you shifted. You were working with some U.S. company, or you were doing what do you call that? Privately, some stuff with them, and then you shifted to RepStack. So how was that migration? And then what do you think? How is it difficult? Is it different from Pakistani market to the U.S. market?
Well, answering your first question, I was working as sort of in a contractual obligation way where I was supposed to give. I was given some tasks and I would just fulfill them and would discuss them of if there are any changes required or not, if it's perfect or not. So there wasn't any sort of a certain time that I would work, not a typical 9 to 5 job. But it was quite interesting. I loved working with the Americans. They're like quite opinionated. They also accept and are quite empower you to give your opinions as well. So it was quite interesting. I started off with one client, and then it grew to almost four clients, and so that was like quite like I loved my time there. unfortunately, at the time when I think after a 1 year mark, the work had dried up, sort of a financial ambiguities in their company. So I love the experience was great. So I thought, why not work in a professional capacity at a good company? And so I thought, why not RepStack? Interestingly, one of my childhood friends, who's also from Abdullah, is actually Aisha Gulfam. She's my classmate. We've known each other for quite a while. So she was working here for quite a while. So I thought that since she's working here for quite a while, I do have a chance.
Yeah.
So
So we have some
so
amazing talent coming from Abdullah because we love her. She's pretty good at what she's doing. I worked with her for a while and an amazing talent. Apart from her, her chit chat, she's a great, she's a great talent, and we're proud that we have Aisha in our team as well. Um, I think last time we were there, we discussed about your international travel that you did to a couple of countries which we've not really, not many people know about them. I've traveled a lot, and I really want to go to that side of the world. So tell us a little bit about your trip to Serbia and Montenegro, and where are they, and so that everybody knows.
So you're actually the first one to pronounce Serbia correctly. Most of the time, I tell them I've been to Serbia. They confuse it by Siberia, which is in Russia, completely different place.
Yeah.
Serbia is actually in Europe, more specifically close to Croatia, Greece, and Romania. So I would say it was like a fun experience, quite different. I wanted to
Firstly,
challenge myself.
why did you choose those two countries?
So, as I said, I wanted to try something different. I went in there for an Isaac internship.
Okay.
Most of the Isaac internees they go to either Turkey or they go to Sri Lanka. Malaysia is also a popular destination, but there was this opportunity, and I thought, "Oh, why not try this out?" I was the only Pakistani there when I was interning there. We were around 50 candidates from all over the world, and I thought that would be difficult, but it was like a tremendous experience being the only Pakistani there. I explored around Serbia, northern parts of Serbia, southern parts of Serbia. Just to give you a reference, Serbia is famous for Novak Djokovic, who's world number
Oh, yeah.
one, number two, I guess, after Alcaraz. So
Yeah.
he's quite famous there. So that's like one reference point. Other than
Yeah.
that, I went to Montenegro, which is like adjacent to Serbia. It's like really close to the coast of Croatia and Italy. So being there alone, it was a challenge. I was there for like 6 7 weeks, but I made great friends. It was like a life changing experience. At that trip, I actually realized that although we are culturally different, but as youngsters, we do have quite a lot of similarities in terms of our interests, in terms of our growth, how we perceive the world, and how we actually want to change this world for a better future. So I
Yeah.
still talk to my friends, my Serbian friends. They're quite great. We get along really well. So yeah, hoping to visit that place soon.
So the closest I've been to Montenegro and Serbia is Croatia, and I've heard it's similar to Montenegro, and they have, but a great place. I mean, great people. I have a Serbian friend as well. So, but the best part about this is that what you said, that it's the experience. You can't really, explain it to everybody. The experience of traveling, the experience of meeting new people, the experience of living there, it's something remarkable. I mean, that if you really want to, give somebody a chance of doing something which is extraordinary and improving your, personality, traveling does a great. I mean, it's something that really changes your lifestyle, it changes your perception about things. And so, I mean, I'm a huge believer that I spend a lot of money on my kids so that they can travel, they can learn about different things. Croatia was a great experience. That belt, it's so beautiful, still new to, tourism, which keeps it a little raw and nice. So yeah, it was it's an amazing area. So I'm glad that you did it, and that shows in your personality. I don't know if other people would be able to know that, but it really does change a lot, even if it's a 1.5 month.
Exactly.
Yeah. So and uh, so anything you would like to tell the youngsters how to maybe um keep it how to work in today's world, and how to keep it up there, competing with the top companies, competing with the top players in the market.
So I would say this is like an ever-changing world. Everything is changing by a minute, so you have to keep yourself updated. Um, Unfortunate to say, it's like a survival of the fittest mentality, which we shouldn't have. I think empowering each other, we can grow a lot. I remember when I came here in RepStack, my first day, I was like confused, although I was excited, but I was confused with so many talented people. I actually told Aisha. I remember I contacted Aisha. I was like, Aisha, there's so many talented people. How would I put up with this? Like, this is hard. And she told me, Abdullah, like I still remember her advice. She told me, Abdullah, keep everything day by day, and you'll get there. Just don't overthink it. So I thought, okay, this is a challenge. Let's be patient about it, and let's take it week by week, day by day, and understand what's actually happening, and the culture. So I started taking the trainings, week one, week two. I remember, like, the biggest challenge, go high level, everybody faces it.
Mhm.
Difficult at first, but I remember in the fourth week, I told Hadika, who's actually handling RSA, Hadika, I am ready to help some of my other colleagues who just joined in RSA with Go High Level, or if any other help they need. So I would help them out. I had some other colleagues as well. I remember one of my friends, Sibat, who's actually working quite well with his client as well. So we would often help our colleagues. And then I remember when I was onboarded with Jennifer, I had like a 10-day period where I was doing my research about Jennifer, her company. I also would help my colleagues as well with the interviews, like the tips of how to get a successful interview, what should you follow, what you should do, what makes the Americans impressed by your speaking abilities. So I would say that's like important. Other than that, one final tip that I would definitely give to all my colleagues is learn the art of people management. Learn, because it's not never ever like, although professionalism goes a long way, your work ethic goes a long way, but that level of human connection is quite vital. If somehow, some way, if you establish that friendly human connection, believe me, your client, anyone, even if he's your friend, even if he's someone who's working in a professional capacity, would trust you more, would give you more responsibilities, and would actually rely on you on certain things. So that's like a win-win situation. And if someone
Great.
learns that people connection, then everything
Awesome.
is a win.
Awesome. Abdullah, impressed by your this conversation. And so everybody who's listening now, you know who to go to if you have any problems. DHL, go high level. Apart from that, I mean, I mean, if I was to tell anybody anything, it would be the same what you're telling. You have to do your homework. Whatever you're going to do, I mean, even if you're just going to meet a new friend or meet somebody new, just do a slight bit of homework before you meet them. It really takes it makes the other person comfortable as well, and then it really makes lot of things easier for you as well. So homework is the key before doing anything. Just do a slight bit of homework. If it's a 20-minute task, do 2 minutes of homework, but that would reduce your task to 10 minutes maybe. So great talking to you, Abdullah. You're an impressive personality. Keep doing the great work. Um, and I would really love to see you shine. Have a good
Thank
night,
you, Harvey.
and have a good one. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you very much. Bye.